In the 1950s, America longed for a fun, affordable restaurant, a cheerful place where a family could enjoy a meal on a working man's salary. McDonald's took the challenge. In 1955, Ray Kroc opened his first McDonald's restaurant in Des Plaines, Illinois. Bob Dylan was 15 years old. The 50s saw a huge change in America. Styles, lifestyles, technology, and taste. McDonald's has been a smashing success ever since. Soon, 15-cent hamburgers and 10-cent French fries were filling bellies by the millions. The atmosphere was fun and carefree, the service exceptionally swift, and the food was delicious. By 1963, 1 billion hamburgers had been sold and brought on a legendary campaign full of incredibly likable characters, like this clown that led the Golden Arches to be one of the most recognized symbols in the world.
Good time, great taste.
Some of the McDonald's songs and slogans have been bopping around in people's heads for over 50 years.
Grab a bucket and mop. Scrub the bottom and top. There is nothing so clean as my burger machine. With a broom and a brush, clean it up for the rush. Before you open the door, or to shine on the floor. You deserve a break today, so get up and get away to McDonald's, McDonald's, McDonald's.
Golden arches shining bright, nobody can say
good night
like McDonald's can.
Big Mac, fillet of fish, quarter pound of French fries, icy cold, thick shakes, Sundays apple pie. Together, McDonald's and you.
Hey guys, ever played Whack Whack Waddle Waddle? Never heard of it. Give me a French fry and I'll tell ya.
Together, McDonald's and you.
We are nipper seekers, we're in luck. If it rains all week, just pretend you're a duck. Whack, whack, waddle, waddle, whack, whack, waddle, waddle, whack.
Together, McDonald's and you.
What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Food books are fun.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
There's no arguing that in addition to having a delectable menu, McDonald's is also a most generous philanthropist, like being an official sponsor of the Special Olympics, including the first one ever, and helping all in need through the Ronald McDonald House. Today, there are some 200 houses in 48 countries. But there's something else at McDonald's. It's called family. And it makes more than great burgers and fries, it makes memories. The kind you remember for a long time, if not forever. Just ask any of the gang that grew up with the Maple Heights, Ohio McDonald's on Northfield Road.
The lady talking right there is Josie Lee. L-E-A. And the lady sitting next to her is Dorothy Milovec. Right here is Joe Milovec. The gentleman sitting over here is George Smith.
See, you hear him say, gentlemen?
Right here is Bob Lee. That's Josie's husband.
That's Fred. Fred the Great.
He takes all kinds of TV pictures and sends them to China.
we've seen a lot of changes in the neighborhood, and we've seen some businesses pull out. And when Craig and I became owners, we were committed and dedicated to making this the best restaurant that we could. I love my senior citizens.
Paige's dad and uncle, two of the first McDonald's employees who know just about everyone by name,
Hi George, how are you?
say it best.
It's a great location, it's been a great neighborhood, and we got started here.
And I think it's very important when the owners are excited and they take pride.
Making every customer count, and they would tell their friends, and then they would come over, and that's how the business grew.
Now, how many people got their first jobs at McDonald's?
In fact, I started working at McDonald's.
Oh, really?
My first job I ever had was at McDonald's on 93rd and Kinsman.
Was it?
I worked at the one on 93rd and Kinsman. I started there.
How old were you?
Back in 1962, I guess I was just out of high school.
And the things that they learned about politeness and being on time and being neat and respect.
It helped me in life.
It did, in what
life
way?
experience. Well, I learned how to be responsible.
We got in our stores a lot of senior citizens that have been coming in for 30, 40 years, and we know them all. And because they're regulars, they call them steadies. They're always here. We know exactly what they want to eat. We know what kind of coffee they want, and our crew knows that too.
Whether it was a first date, or after each and every ball game, or just a place to meet and socialize, McDonald's is as much a part of their lives as red, white, and blue.
When I was 17 years old, I worked on the railroad. I was a spike man, and I was laying rail. That was way back there in the early 1940s.
We worked for 85 cents an hour right in here, and this was right after World War II.
You just didn't go to a restaurant, you ate at home.
When we were little kids, we never went to a restaurant. I didn't know what a restaurant was. We always ate at home.
The Depression, that's why no one ever went to, in our day, they didn't go to a restaurant. Because a restaurant would take up maybe a whole day's pay.
A hamburger, 15 cents, French fries, 12 cents, and a 5-cent orange.
You could buy a meal for the family for $1.50.
Bud dated my sister, but whenever he came to date my sister, he had 2 tag-alongs. My brother and I would always be in the back of his Chevy, ready to go. They never went anywhere without us.
It changed our world. It really did.
What a blessing that these places come along.
It's really amazing how just 2 regular guys, 2 brothers, put their money in a place and said, okay, let's go.
The senior citizens that are here, they pretty much started this restaurant.
On New Year's Eve, I'll be 84.
I'll be 84 this year.
Old people need to come to a place like this. You're tired, you don't want to cook.
We have a good relationship.
Oh, it was very nice.
A lot of workers.
Hi, Carl.
The management was very nice.
The workers.
It was, but it is very nice.
And you look great.
I'm 85 years old.
We meet a lot of nice people here.
I'd like to talk to people.
Yes,
Some of them don't like me, so I said, okay, I'm going to pray for you.
It's a wonderful meeting place here at McDonald's from the people that all gather here from Randall Mall and all over.
But they were here. They were sitting over here in the booth. And then he said, well, why don't you come and walk with us at the mall? So I've been doing that ever since. It's been about 9 or 10 years now. Right, Joe?
That's why he's still alive. He's healthy.
Yeah, I've been coming to
all
McDonald's.
That and all the good eating.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there
right.
you go.
Every week in the summer, he plays 1 or 2 games.
In fact, the Babes of 1916.
What position do you play?
Second base.
Show him that catcher, man. Showed me so many times he couldn't move his arm.
You mean that?
He plays baseball twice a week.
He bowls?
Bowls in the wintertime. And keeps running for me to catch up with him with no ball.
Carl Nixon.
And he gets a breakfast for his wife
Carl Nixon.
every morning, takes it home. And he's a real gentleman.
The senior citizens here are being great. They come in every day of the week, same time, they order the same thing. They're here with a smile on their face. We know them by name.
It was all so clean. Kitchen, you see all the help. That's a big difference. It used to be all greasy spoon. Look at the place, it's immaculate. No matter which McDonald's you go in, especially this one.
One thing about McDonald's was they specified quality control. Everything had to be the same at all the McDonald's. Couldn't vary. It was quality control throughout the whole chain of McDonald's.
You could go to Texas, it was the same.
Any place you went. Well, they might even have a McDonald's in China.
Oh, really? Sausage and biscuits. I love biscuits.
Is that your favorite?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it? You're so loyal. That is so nice.
It was nice to be nice.
Yeah, it is. You get blessings when you're
That's
like
the way
that.
everybody's supposed to be.
They're a very important part of our business. Without them, you know, the atmosphere of the restaurant would change dramatically.
My husband and I have been an owner-operator of McDonald's for 12 years, and I worked in the business for 17 and kind of grown up in it. I just really, really adore my senior citizen customers. They were our customers long before they became senior citizens, and they brought their kids here, and they saw McDonald's when it was, 30, 40, 50 years ago when it was first starting. I still think of us, we're still a small business in a community, in our community like this one, and that's what makes Northfield so special.
It's a pulse of our store, it's the lifeblood. When I walk into a store in the morning and I see a group, I feel comfortable right away.
They always have such wonderful stories to tell. I love listening to them. They have so much wisdom from being older and having gone through so many life experiences. What really makes my day special, when I come to work in the morning, I've got 2 young kids, and I'm busy trying to get them off to school and make lunches and make sure their homework's in their backpack. And I've done so many things before I even drive to the restaurant into the parking lot, and then I see my senior citizens, and they always give me a hug, they welcome me, they say, "Hello, Paige, what's going on?" They're just precious.
They've grown up in the McDonald's family. Their grandkids come to McDonald's today.
I remember when I was little, I used to come here and walk on the other side across the bench, like that big round bench.
When you were little?
Yeah.
My one senior always says to me, "I've got my girlfriend here, we're having our breakfast." They've been married for like 40 years.
For Paige and all of the McDonald's family, her seniors will always have a place to meet and always be in the McDonald's family.
We refer to this McDonald's as our McDonald's.
Right.
Thank you for growing up with us. We wouldn't trade it for anything. Well, maybe a Big Mac.
Yeah, so that's the name of that tune.